Lego Island V8. You're watching JaybirdTV. The first route I'll be climbing in this episode are the yellow holds, which is a V2, V3 on the overhanging upstairs wall. So it's really cool yellow pinches, and I love climbing those. So I run up, and as always with the warm-up, just trying to have that really nice flowy movement. Been doing a much better job of engaging my scapula, my back. I've really tried to engage it in all workouts that I do, and I've noticed that it's helping build the back of my shoulder more where it meets my scapula, and really helps a lot of body weight exercises. Speaking of, I down climb and decide to test my one arm pull-up strength. Now the left I could have gone up a little higher, to be honest, and the right is a little better. Kick my feet a little bit there too. Gotta try that out once in a while. Moving on, this is a V6, V7, those green holds, and it works across the features. This was a really fun route. It's a bit crimpy at the top, but a lot of heel hooks and core tension in the beginning. And oddly enough, the very first move took me a little bit of fiddling, but I skipped right to the climbing for you. Here, match that feature. And once I'm matched up and move my foot up, go out left, move my feet once again, and then come right into the feature there. And I did not realize there's a hold right there. There is one. And from here, I decide to then bump my right hand once again. And that allows me to then get my heel set up. Nice double heel hook frog leg stance there. Match the bottom crimp and go up right. Slide my left foot, I'd keep good body tension there, get that on, then go up left, and kind of a dynamic move up right. Get my right foot up, come into this undercling, and then bump out left. And that allows me to move my right and left foot, getting a great stance for that last move. Shout out to my man Sam for filming me on that one. Appreciate that, Sam. It's a really fun climb. Happy to get the onsite. This next one is the orange holds, V4, V5. Those really cool little orange juggy crimps. They're amazing holds, but you can only use a few fingers on them. So it's pretty cool. So kind of starting low there. Move up to that big Waco looking hold. And begin this really cool roof sequence. And I imagine you can get a toe hook set up in here. I do not. I just kind of reach out and push with my toe before I'm able to move to the really juggy good hold on the top part of this problem here. And it's pretty much done. The tougher bit is down low. This is one of my absolute favorite walls, so I'm always very excited to try all these problems. And as always, the setters are doing such a good job. The next problem I'll be climbing are the pink holds. And they span in a very similar spots across these features to where the green was. However, it goes out left, and actually you push between those two walls and create tension in order to go up. There's a few spots where I wasn't quite sure what the correct beta was. But as always, I try and climb smoothly and efficiently. Well, not always efficiently. But here I do a pretty cool cross underneath my arm. Before I'm able to go up right here. Wasn't quite sure what the proper move was here. I'm kind of looking around and just decide to match that. I dislike matching, so I try not to do it, but sometimes you just gotta send. Can't really worry about that. So I walk my left foot out, and I imagine that you could definitely keep pushing your way up there, but I am long enough to be able to just reach up to the top from that pretty secure position, so I do so. Helps having those long monkey arms sometimes. I do believe I have a plus ape index as well, so thanks genetics. All right. This next one is a really cool dyno. Starts in that corner and you dyno out to the feature there. And from there, work up to that long black wedge hold. My first go here. So I start with my chest close to the wall there. And it allows me to start it pretty easily, but I am not in the greatest position to dyno out right, as you'll definitely see. So the first attempt, and I can't really grab the feature where I need to. So I try a few more times, and I am unable to do it. But then someone gave me a great beta suggestion. My man Micah just said, "Why don't you turn around?" And I said, "That's a great idea, man." So for some reason, I start it the way I did before and then choose to turn around. But this gives me a much better way to dyno to this. And that allows me to secure the dyno. Felt really much easier that way, but really fun. It's a cool dyno. The feature is pretty amazing to hold on to too. It's a really good hold. But nevertheless, working your way to the black wedge there. Now it looks like the problem is done, but this is actually crux. That black wedge is pretty slopey, and the way your body is, as I tried to bring my weight left, I didn't have my feet secure enough essentially. So I was unable to go to the top, which kind of surprised me. I thought it was gonna be done from there. So I just start in the correct position this time, which is much easier, saves me a little bit of time. Able to sink that dyno once more. And this time I am aware that I need to try much harder in the top section. Also, the black wedge hold fell a little better towards the top of it, so I do bump up higher this time. And keep my weight more right until I'm able to go out to the next hold, which still was rather difficult. But look at that secure foot position with the bike there for the finish. So alright, managed to get the dyno route. And we're looking at these black holds now. This kind of comes underneath the features, V4, V5. This was definitely trickier than your average V4, V5 in my own opinion. I also was not sure what the easiest beta would be. There's a few different ways to do the bottom section. It's a little bit difficult to see, but there is a hold out to the right. And the left hand there was not great, so I do touch it for a second, but upon feeling it, decide to just go out to the juggier holds. And then bump up to the next good hold. And here, I get a heel hook. I do a hand-heel match, which definitely locks you in to go up right. Move the left hand out, and then go up to the next wedge hold. It's a pretty cool use of these here. I like that. Cross up right, go out left, and this is definitely a little bit tricky, but thankfully the holds are good enough. I'm able to just go up the top and top that out. Alright, we're moving on to Lego Island. Now the reason I named this Lego Island is when I started filming again this year, my man John Dorijo Jones called a V8, V9 Lego Island that was set in a very similar spot, and it was a similar route. I was unable to do it then. My fingers were quite a bit weaker from not having climbed for a few months after breaking my ankle. So this was awesome to get back on with some stronger fingers. And those yellow plates make for some pretty rad crimps, and the way they're set when they're pushed together, it forces you to use different edges than you might normally if you had all four as an option. So a lot of technical footwork here. It's cool to have a more difficult traverse-like problem. And lots of crimping, using that finger strength. So you can definitely see I'm trying to figure out how to distribute my weight and figure out the best corners. It's a pretty interesting match here. You really got to lean into the left hand and go out right to make it feel good. And what is nice is that this does stem into the corner here. And if you get your feet right, you can actually do a no hands rest. So I choose to do the no hands rest because I definitely want the onsite. But I was afraid to release my weight here. I didn't want a barn door and come off. So you'll see that I really sink my weight close to the wall, get my hips close. and I'm really not taking chances. So I actually rested for a good amount of time here, so I just kind of cut that out. Hey, we're able to get the rest there. And I essentially kind of shake out a little bit and then just lean into the corner. Readjust my feet there so I can really just not use my hands. And after a solid little rest, I decided to continue climbing. Also, let me know what you all think about the possibility of a traverse challenge episode, where I try and traverse the entire gym for as many laps as I can. I've done so before, and it's a really fun challenge, and if you think that would be entertaining to watch, please let me know. Anyhow, moving into the last section here. Thankfully, I have some finger strength back. Definitely a little more challenging. You have to drop your weight quite a lot lower, even though you have those good feet. You can see I'm really trying to sink my weight into my hips. And move into a Gaston. And I do make a fatal mistake here. I had not lifted that hold and I hit the top, which was a slopey edge. You actually need to hit it as a side pole or Gaston. So there goes my onside when the end was so close. But thankfully, this allows me now to have some beta, and I know not to use that really slopey edge for certain. So as routes usually feel, this felt much easier on the second go. I know where the good edges are. I know exactly how my feet should be positioned. And of course I have the relieving feeling of the no hands rest in the corner there. So doing that cool match and rocking my weight out right. This time I know to bump my left hand in order to squeeze and pinch that plate to then get set up into the corner here. And once again I take a pretty decent sized rest here, I guess you could say. Rest for maybe 30 seconds or a minute or something like that. So let's get back to the juicy climbing. So once again, moving out right. Do some footwork there. And from here, I'm kind of crimping up high, and of course I'm going to move out right and shift my weight down low to get to this next section. I do love in climbing what a difference it makes with your body alignment and positioning. It makes all the difference in the world, especially when you're using small edges. And here I actually hit the side pole correctly, which is nice. Come under for a pretty delicate match. I found the Gaston was a little more secure there. And boom. All right. Made it to the end. I was pretty psyched to get that. Fun little problem. And that's the top, I suppose, right there. So thank you for watching, and much love, fam. Peace.